jumping back to F-Zero, absolutely, like, this is by far the biggest F-Zero news we've gotten in multiple years. Super exciting for any F-Zero fans out there. PJ, I want to ask you, if you could see another F-Zero game, like brought to the Switch, what would you? I know you're not too familiar with
Yeah, sure.
F-Zero as a franchise, so I can go first if you want. But like, what would you like to see in this game? Is there anything in particular you want to see, or is it just like you just want to see another F-Zero? Like, you just want to see kind of a return to form?
Yeah, I mean, I've barely seen any gameplay, and I have like no knowledge of the series. But I will say this: I think if they were to make a new F-Zero game, they should do it like right now, because a new racing game on the Switch would be exciting because obviously we've had Mario Kart 8 Deluxe essentially since release, right? And we're not going to get Mario Kart 9 for a long time because, as we've discussed many times on the podcast, we don't really think that Mario Kart is going to get like a new Switch game because like 8 Deluxe is doing so well. Plus, like Mario Kart Tour is still like booming. So, I mean, no real financial reason to make Mario Kart 9. So if they were to, do a new F-Zero game, they should do it like right now. It's something new. A lot of people haven't played it, including myself. Those graphics would look great in HD because the last F-Zero game was on the N64? Like, I don't even, or
The GameCube, I think.
The GameCube, that's what it was, my fault. GameCube. So, I mean, seeing that in HD would be pretty cool, right? And that would also justify the fact for why Captain Falcon isn't a playable character in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe when everything else but him in his series is there. So, if they were to make a new F-Zero game, they should do it like right now and do it for 2021 or 2022. But I think this is actually like a really amazing window for them because Mario Kart is on the back burner and they're still profiting from it. Like, they don't have to do a thing, and they're still profiting so much off of it. So, that's just my take. I would like to play F-Zero on the Switch in HD, and maybe on a Switch Pro. Never know. But that's my take.
You are absolutely right. I just want to say that like now is the time for a new F-Zero. Especially, we'll talk about this probably in a future podcast, but huge Switch Pro rumor just hit Twitter like a little bit right before we started recording, PJ, basically saying that in the code of the Switch, they have found mentions of a new Switch console that is 4K and has an OLED screen and can use the new dock that comes with it to harness more power. So That's really interesting. We'll talk about that in probably a future episode because details about that are still coming out as we are literally recording this. But now is the time for a new F-Zero. Like, it's not even a question that now is the time. Nintendo has said they want to support the Switch for a long time. The Switch Pro is only further evidence of that. And the fact is, like, they're going to run out of series eventually to bring over. Like, they've already brought over a fair amount of their big series. They've got, like, obviously, Star Fox, Kid Icarus. Like, they still have a lot to pull from. But eventually, if they want to keep supporting the Switch for another, like, 5 or so years, like, it's going to come to a point where they'll either do retreads and go, like, then we'll get a Mario Kart 9 or whatnot, or they will, like, reach all the way down into the depths and pull out F-Zero. And I think F-Zero, like, it's just the perfect time. The Switch is like, it has like a more mature audience, I feel like, than stuff like the Wii U that was primarily marketed towards kids. And given that F-Zero is a mature, like, more mature franchise for Nintendo, it just fits perfectly on the Switch. Like, now is 100% the time for that. And that kind of leads into what I want to see is I just want to see Nintendo kind of lean into the more mature side of F-Zero. It's always kind of been like, I've always thought of Mario Kart as like the family game, and then F-Zero is like for like teens or like young adults, just because it's that kind of like, fast futuristic racing game, like that sort of thing. I just really want to see, like, I would like to see a dark, like, gritty story mode. Like, obviously Cyberpunk 2077 just came out to questionable reviews and whatnot, but I would love to see, like, imagine like Captain Falcon and all those F-Zero characters that, to be honest, aren't really that well known. So for a lot of people, it would be like a new IP essentially for Nintendo, just with a character everyone knows with Captain Falcon. Like, imagine them all in like a, not cyberpunk, but like a futuristic-esque like city, and you have to like, roam the city and find people to race against, and you can beat them, get more money, and upgrade your ship. Like, that sort of like more gritty take on a racing game done by Nintendo. Like, I'm already sold on that premise. If Nintendo just leans into that, I think they could create an absolute banger game and a great way to bring back one of their most like beloved kind of older forgotten franchises.
For sure. I mean, the older series like Star Fox that's really stuck, like as we've talked about before, a lot of these games are probably gonna want to look towards some sort of open world concept. But like your points, as you were saying, like FZero or the FZero producer in this article actually said something just pretty similar to that when it, like, talking. He said, in that case, I'd like to make it a challenging game. I believe that if Nintendo just wants a racing game that is fun and accessible, they already have Mario Kart for that purpose. So, you have Mario Kart 8 Deluxe with, all those or all that content, and then you also have Mario Kart Tour. Why can't you make F-Zero on the Switch for, again, that more mature audience? It just makes so much sense. It covers the full demographic of, who's going to be buying your system and everything. It's just like such a smart idea, and you may as well take the risk because it's not that you're struggling financially because you're so rich that you have money forever. But in the eyes of fans, I'll say, Nintendo is in like a bit of a dirty spot right now. But I feel like, bringing back F-Zero, a forgotten series, a lost series, if you will, that'd be a great idea. And I think going about it that way would be great. I mean, I'm open to that open world concept, as you said, or just, a regular F-Zero game with obviously new added content that's, not from the old games and that roster that, old F-Zero fans love, unlike myself, of course. But anyway, yeah, I mean, it would just be nice. It would be nice to see, cover the demographic, like I said, and bringing another franchise to the Switch is something I'm always open to. I love Mario, Zelda, and Pokemon, but you need some diversity, right? It is their three biggest series, but still, I mean, It would be nice, right?
No, you're right. And just putting this out there, I don't think we're gonna get an F-Zero this year at all.
Me neither.
Even if this producer who says he'd like to work on F-Zero again ends up working on F-Zero again, he's just saying that now, so they wouldn't start working until probably 6 months from now, meaning it would probably be a 2023 or 2024 title at the earliest, which is kind of, does kind of suck, but whatever. But it's just interesting to hear about because this franchise has been dormant since 2004, I think. Jeez. The last entry I think was actually on the Game Boy Advance, but the GameCube one is what people remember, so I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it sucks, but hopefully we get that soon because it is a good idea.